and welcome to the Elm Park Journey with Diana Howe. My name is, of course, Diana Howe, and I'm the lay leader here for Elm Park United Methodist Church. This is a brand new web series that will be bi-weekly. In each episode, we will have a special guest that will talk to us about upcoming events, programs, and announcements. My first guest today is our senior pastor, Reverend Mike Bealla. How are you today?
Oh, this is great. It's neat to be the first guest on a new series.
Yes, it is.
Thanks for offering to do this for us. And I hope that it'll be a time of that people can learn a lot about what we're up to, who we are, and whose we are.
Absolutely. So most of us, I think, know what our church mission is, but for new members and visitors, and even people who've already been members, can you explain what our church mission is?
I'd be glad to. The mission of any organization is really another way of saying, what business are you in? What are you trying to do? And we are in line with the rest of the United Methodist Church in that our vision is to make disciples of Jesus Christ for the transformation of the world. That means lead people and help them to know how to follow Jesus, and then get them excited enough to go out and make a difference in the world.
That's a big task. So what is our church's focus and vision for 2018?
Sure. Well, mission always stays the same, but vision, as you know, is something that we evaluate on an ongoing basis to say, what is God calling us to do right now? Or how will we carry out the mission given our set of circumstances where we are at this current time? So the church council, back in a few months ago, I think maybe, was it a June meeting, something like that? We settled on the idea of working with children's ministries. We realized that our Sunday school needs to grow, that there is a large desire to reach out to community kids. Reverend Ed Ziders was here a few years ago to do some visioning with us and pointed out how desperately the state of Pennsylvania needs help with children in crisis. So we really want to focus on that. We've also are moving into expanding our ministry with children that we already have in the church. And our Sun Seekers group, led by Carol Mason, is an attempt to help them to find a place of community and a sense of how they too can serve Christ in their lives. So those are the two big things, I believe, right now that we're focusing on the mission. It doesn't mean everything else goes away. It just means that we're going to prioritize those things for 2018.
Do we have any other plans or adaptations of current programs that we are thinking of putting into place at this time?
Well, our new pastoral associate, Carrie Granchet, has been investigating and trying to begin a youth group for junior, senior high children. And that's something that was in place for a while, but then kids go away and they go off to school. And so that's a big hole right now. She's looking into not only offering something for our own youth, but looking into the other churches within our Scranton cluster and begin to perhaps work with them and get a larger base of young people to work with, and at the same time get our kids to experience the Christian life in other places as well. So we're excited about that one. I think things also like Praise in the Park, which is an opportunity for us to get our mission and vision out into the community, is a way of inviting other folks and asking them the questions, what can we do for you in the community? So when we see young people there, one of the things we can do as a congregation, as individuals, is to talk to some of the folks who come out to Praise in the Park and ask the question, what can the church do for you, especially this year for your young kids? What are their needs? What are their concerns? What are you as parents worried about in terms of your kids? So we're excited about those kind of outreach opportunities as well.
It sounds really good, like there's a lot of things happening or in the planning stages.
Mm-hmm.
So why do you think that children's ministry is so important, not only to our church, but to the church as a whole?
So I guess the story goes back about 3 generations. Actually back to the 60s, 70s, when for the first time parents said to their kids, we're not going to make you go to church because we'll let it up to you. Mom and Dad made us go, but we think maybe you can make that decision for yourself. And it sounded good. That generation lost about half the children who said, I'm not going, I don't want to go. And the other half did continue to come and brought their children. But by the time we got to the third generation, those children were not only didn't know much about the church, about the faith, about who Jesus is, their parents didn't either. And so we're really a generation away from losing the whole Christian message if we're not careful about it. So I think that was the major thrust of why this is important for us, is to keep the legacy of the church alive and to keep it in a way that will continue to impact society, the culture, and the world.
Well, it sounds like this was a really good place to start in order to get our church growing again and bringing people into the community. I'd like to thank everybody for watching this first episode of Elm Park Journey with myself, Diana Howe. And I'd like to thank Reverend Mike Bealla for being my guest today. If you haven't already, please click the subscribe button down below. If you have any ideas of topics we can discuss, please feel free to talk to or email Wesley Bealla, Reverend Mike Bealla, or myself. Have a blessed week and stay in prayer. As we share our blessings and our struggles, we can support each other as we explore God's call for each of us. Let us help each other find our ways of making disciples for the transformation of the world. Grace and peace for the journey. Remember, we are better together with God's help.